Hey guys, so today is something a little different. I figured I would give you some facts about myself. I know some of you don't really know me that well, so yeah, here's some random facts about me that just might give you more of a sense of who I am. So I am Evie Rose. That is a stage name. My real name is top secret. I um, I made up my stage name a long time ago when I started camming. Um, yeah, I just wanted something that was cute and kind of a little old fashioned, like kind of I don't know, just like a romantic, sexy. I don't even know what you want to call it, but um, initially I was gonna go for Edie because I really like that name, Edie. But people were like, yeah, people are probably gonna get confused with Edie and call you Eddie, and so I was like, okay, well, maybe Evie. Evie is similar and gives off kind of a similar vibe. So I went with Evie. People still call me Evie, which is fine. Um, it's not my real name, so and it's not even like close to my real name either. So yeah, there's that. I was camming for literally like 3 months, and I only did it like a handful of times, just because I was working full time at the time, and I I just couldn't handle it. Like most people were online after like midnight, and that's just way too late for me. I had to wake up at like 7 a.m. or probably 6 actually to get to work by like 7:30 or so. So that was just hard for me to handle. So I only did it for a handful of times, and I made like $350 or something on it. I wasn't very good at it. Obviously, I was pretty new at it. Another thing about me is I am a first generation Mexican American. My parents are from Mexico. Youngest of my family, a very large family, born and raised in a border town. Um, Spoke Spanish. That was my first language. Sí hablo español. No lo hablo super bien, como mucha gente. No soy mexicana, pero yo me considero mexicana. So I consider myself Mexican, but a lot of people get mad when I say that I'm Mexican because they're like, well, you weren't born there. I think a lot of people don't understand just how different it is when you are raised in a border town, bordering Mexico. I'm sure it's similar with like Canada, but yeah, it's just a very different culture, and you're still immersed in your Mexican culture and your Mexican roots, but you have a lot of American roots. And I used to have a very thick accent, um, kind of like what you would hear in movies, like the cholos or whatever. Like I sounded like that. And over time, as I went to college and started working, the accent just kind of faded away. And it still pops up here and there, but I think I've mainly, not on purpose, gotten rid of it. It just kind of went away on its own. First language is Spanish, technically. Um, but like I said, I just don't speak it as perfectly as like somebody from Mexico, or from any Latin country. Um, so I get a little shy or nervous uh, when somebody's like, "Oh, speak Spanish," and I just feel insecure about it, just because it's not that great. Pero sí lo hablo. So yeah, I am also 37 years old. A lot of people don't believe that. They People get like tripped out when they hear that I'm 37. Some people are like like, oh yeah, you're 37, but the majority of people are just like, wait, what? You're 37? I thought you were. I get 25 a lot, and I'm not trying to say that I am like that. I look 35 or whatever. A lot of people think that I'm 25, and I just don't see it. But I mean, that's cool, I guess, to look a little younger. And I don't have anything done to my face. Like I don't do Botox. I have had lip filler before. It's still probably in my lips. I haven't done anything in like 2 years, I think. Um, so yeah, my face is all natural. I got my eyebrows microbladed, tattooed um, about 8 years ago, and I just hate them, so I'm trying to get them removed. Hence why I am covering them up. But yeah, I am super introverted. People probably think that because of the line of work I do that I am extroverted and outgoing and secure in myself and all of that stuff, but truth is I am extremely introverted. I need a lot of time alone, a lot of time to recharge um, after hanging out with people. I just need a ton of time. Um, I have a hard time making friends because of that. People usually want to, hang out all the time. And I just can't. Like, I just mentally can't do that. It's exhausting to me to be around like people all the time and having to have conversations and think about stuff is just draining. I wish I was a little more extroverted and, like wanting to go do stuff with people, but I'm just not that person. I enjoy being alone like a lot. Probably not a good thing, but that's just who I am, and I've always been that way. I get like very irritated when I'm just overwhelmed, I guess, with like people and being social. I do have a lot of social anxiety as well. Believe it or not, it's pretty crazy to think about that I do this line of work and I am very socially awkward and socially anxious. Um, but yeah, that's just me, I guess. So something that people don't realize or think about me because of the line of work that I do, they don't think that I'm educated. They think that I am just some dumb girl that is just showing off my body for people or whatever. But I actually went to college. I was the first in my family to go to college. Um, I was actually top of my class in high school. I graduated top 10% technically, but if you actually calculate it, I was top like 3%. So yeah, I studied chemistry, and for my undergrad, I minored in math. I actually considered getting a bachelor's in math just because I had already taken so many classes that it just made sense to get a bachelor's in math. Like, why not? Then I found out that you had to do a thesis, which is crazy for undergrad, and that just deterred me, so I just didn't do it. I also have a master's in chemistry, and I was thinking about doing a PhD. That was like the actual trajectory of my career, was to get a PhD. But I also read that with PhDs, particularly in the STEM field, you have a very limited career opportunities. So I decided to not pursue that and just keep the master's, and then I started working professionally. I did for a while in college, I graded math papers. That was my first real job. So I was grading math papers pretty much all of my undergrad. And then in grad school, I was working in the chemistry stockroom in the chemistry building. I was just making solutions and handing out, glassware and anything that the students needed to do their work in the lab. Yeah, I did that for pretty much all of my grad school, which is like about 3 years. Where I lived in Texas, I am originally from Texas. There's like just oil field everywhere. You just know that about Texas. It's just oil fields. So yeah, I got a job in the oil field. I decided that the oil field is just way too unstable. I found a job in pharma, and that was what I did for 6 years. I worked in pharma. I was a chemist in pharma for about 6 years. During that time, I started doing OF. I've been doing OF for about 5 years now. So about 3 years ago, I moved out of the US and to Central America. I don't like to say exactly what country. Maybe you'll find out someday. Maybe I'll decide to post it. I don't know. But for now, it's, I keep it to myself. I've been living in Central America for the past 3 years. I haven't returned to the US in about 2.5 years. And I live off grid, which is really different and interesting. It really puts a lot of perspective into the way that I live. I don't take for granted like electricity and water anymore. Before it was just like, free showers and leave the lights on. I was always pretty decent about not leaving lights on, but like sometimes you forget and then you just leave the light on. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I have to be mindful about just everything really, which is very different. And I will eventually make a separate video about that because it's just such a unique lifestyle that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are curious about. So I will make another video about that. But yeah, I do live off grid and I have 2 dogs and 3 cats. My dogs are a Great Pyrenees. He is 6 years old. And I have a Black Lab. She is 5 years old. And then I have 3 cats. My oldest one just turned 15. He has been with me since college. Followed me everywhere, even brought him, to Central America. And then the second cat, he'll be 3 in December. He is a ragdoll. He is my only fancy animal. He was kind of a gift, but yeah, he's such a little sweet guy. And then I have the youngest one that I just adopted in April. She is from the country where I'm at. She was found living alone on the streets. And she is 6 months old. She'll be 7 in a couple weeks. 7 months old. But yeah, I have a lot of animals. I wish I could have more, but they're expensive and it's a lot of work. So for now, I'll just keep what I have. Well, I hope you guys learned something about me, and let me know if you have any questions. If you want to know more, I can make more in-depth videos about each topic that I talked about. Just let me know, really. See you in the next one. Bye.